started in 1957 when Auburn beat Georgia Tech 3-0. But some say it began in 1972.
I do know that when Pat Sullivan won the Heisman Trophy in 1971, we all came here to the corner. There was no rolling. But the next year, 1972, when Alabama was #2 in the nation, and we had a halfback named Terry Henley who said, we're going to beat the #2 out of Alabama. After the game, he came back and there was toilet paper, I guess symbolizing #2, all over the, not the trees, but the wires.
For generations, Auburn fans have gathered at Toomer's Corner to celebrate Auburn victories, creating one of college football's greatest traditions.
We play football all day long on the library lawn before the games, and then after the games we'd tailgate again and eat more and come down and we'd roll the trees, and we'd spend an hour down here just picking up the used toilet paper rolls and throwing them back up and just hanging out and playing in toilet paper.
The Oaks since have become an iconic landmark.
I guess the best way to put it was kind of like being Times Square on New Year's Eve, a time of celebration. Now, why they threw toilet paper over the trees, I don't know. But after the '72 Alabama game, there was a toilet paper shortage in Auburn for about 3 or 4 days.
You don't get much snow in the South, and that's about as close as you get to playing in it when we win a big game.
The tradition of rolling Toomer's Corner has evolved over the years and become something of an art.
No, there really is. Because, like, if you don't hold it right, like, it really doesn't unravel properly. Like, wouldn't you say so?
Definitely. And you have to watch out for hitting people because that happens.
Yeah.
But the tradition that has brought so much joy to a small farm town changed forever. On February 16th, 2011,
I went to Auburn, Alabama, because I lived 30 miles away, and I poisoned the 2 Toomer's trees. I put Spike 80 DF in them.
We'd never heard of Spike 80 DF. It's not a herbicide that's ever been used on this campus. The herbicide blocks photosynthesis, and by doing so, the tree basically starves itself over time.
For the past 2 years, the university has tried to save the 130-year-old oaks, spending thousands of dollars.
We applied activated charcoal to the root zone and anti-transparent to the foliage. We removed soil twice from the beds. We applied fertilizer, we applied a root stimulant, we injected sugars in the trunks of the trees.
Despite efforts, the trees are now dead and will be cut down on April 23rd.
It's a very emotional kind of time in Auburn history. I think a lot of people feel like a real, true piece of what Auburn is being removed, and the end of an era is happening, and there's a huge change happening in Auburn, but it's a good change.
Although there's been a lot of debate on when Auburn fans first started rolling the Toomer's Oaks, it first started here at the corner rolling utility lines, and that's exactly what fans will do when the trees are cut down on April 23rd, an old tradition taking a new role.
I mean, honestly, how can cables compare to this?
For Cliff Hare, the trees are more than just a symbol of Auburn. It's a personal reminder of his family ties to Toomer's Corner.
It's been a long one, obviously. My grandfather played on the first Auburn football team in 1892, and the 2 eagles that are on the corner post over there were actually donated by one of my uncles. You know, it's another part of my family that makes this whole tradition important to us and, you know, hits home pretty close.
People are so passionate about Auburn and Alabama football. It's the truest form of rivalry. More questions remain as to why Harvey Updike poisoned the trees, but the death of these trees have brought unity between the 2 schools.
I wanted my kids to come and see that, to kind of have a picture of what it was like, and just so that they know, because I mean they see the Alabama side and you know that whole tradition with the Walk of Champions, but I wanted them to see that honor over here as well, that they show it in a different way, but it's still a very awesome experience.
Though the poisoning has robbed the Auburn family of a cherished symbol, the trees will be replaced with more live oaks.
It's unfortunate they died the way they died, but the Auburn spirit's going to go on, and you know Auburn is much bigger than 2 oak trees.
For Hare and others, the Oaks' loss is a tragic chapter in a greater narrative of perseverance, an Auburn spirit that is not afraid. For CSS, I'm Christina Chambers.